Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Spread Podcast. I'm here again with George and Christian, and we are so pumped to get right back into all the news.
Oh, yeah, baby.
We got Super Bowl coming up soon,
Yeah.
just a week and a half out. We know the matchup. Christian, our NFL guy, Christian, I know it wasn't the Super Bowl that we all expected, but we're getting the Pats versus Seahawks. Seahawks, I think they're the favorite right now.
Big time.
Oh,
Yeah.
But Christian, I want to hear your first take on the matter. What do you think?
It should be an interesting game. I don't think it'll be a blowout, but I really do not see the Patriots finding a way to win. Like, I'm sorry, but they scraped by Jared Stidham, 3
Yeah.
points. Come on. I do not believe that they are a Super Bowl caliber team, but they're there. And I think the Seahawks are going to win. Their defense has been amazing all year. Sam Darnold has proven essentially everyone wrong. Jackson Smith and Jigba has been the best wide receiver this entire year. I think the Seahawks are going to win, and I'm fairly confident about it.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. I do think it'll be closer than people think it will be. Because again, I mean, it takes a lot to get to the Super Bowl to begin with, so I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. We rarely see those blowouts in those big games anyway. But if I had to pick a winner right now, it'd probably be the Seahawks, and I don't really see that changing from now until that game starts in about a week and a half or so.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. I think the Pats have a really good team, and I could see them winning. I'm not saying
they
that's
definitely
impossible.
can, yeah.
I think they can win, but I think the only issue is their inexperience. The Seahawks, obviously, they still have Darnold, they have Njigba, and like they're a contending team. Like they're a good team. The Pats kind of came out of nowhere this year.
Right.
We didn't expect them to be this good. That's why I don't see them winning, but. Again, I think it is possible to the point where we can see them maybe get their offense going, right? You know, Drake May could have a big game. We don't know what could happen. Like anyone could show up out of nowhere for them and have a big game and win them the Super Bowl. It only takes one game, right? So we don't know what's going to happen.
And they're still waiting on that breakout game from Drake May this playoffs. The defense has been the story for the Patriots.
Yeah.
I do think it'll be somewhat close, like within single digits, like maybe 10 points. Just because of Mike Vrabel, I think like having that coach, the team will make sure to keep it close. They'll play very smart football.
Yeah.
They'll try and focus on just limiting turnovers, just keeping themselves in the game for as long as they can. So, and what usually happens is that if we look at Cincinnati and Joe Burrow's first full year, they just came out of nowhere and then they lost in the Super Bowl. So we've seen this before where all these teams with a young quarterback, these teams that come out of nowhere, they just lose in the Super Bowl. So.
Goff with the Rams a few years back before with
Yes.
against Brady and the Patriots as well too. Again, the Patriots are franchise that have been here multiple times beforehand. Obviously, this is their first time back to the big bowl after obviously, you know, the departure of Brady and the whole new era, so it's to rebuild everything, right? And again, I mean, it's a rematch from a Super Bowl matchup we saw many years ago, a very, very iconic play from that Super Bowl. And I'm very excited to see if any iconic moments like that happen again. And just generally for the matchup, again, it's two teams that no one expected to be in this predicament this year.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the year, no one thought they would be at this predicament. These two teams in the finals against each other, and it's exciting. It's a fresh new look on the Super Bowl for football fans.
I honestly I like it.
Teams.
Yeah. You got no Mahomes, you got like no Hurts, right?
Yeah.
You kind of it's a switch up. So it is nice to see finally a little bit of like parity, right? In the NFL, it is a lot better than
it's
having
very due for it as
the
well,
average.
too.
Yeah. But you know, let's keep on the topic of the Pats. Bill Belichick didn't make it to the first. He's not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Crazy. That's right.
I know, Christian, you're a Bills fan and you went through a lot with the Pats, but I think that it's all obvious for us. He should have been in that position.
That's
he should have
ridiculous.
been he should be in the Hall of Fame right now. It's completely
100%.
ridiculous.
Yeah, he has to be. Without him, there's no Patriots dynasty. Just like without Brady, there would be no dynasty. Like, without either one of them, that dynasty never happens. If Belichick doesn't keep that extra quarterback, which was Tom Brady on the roster, history of the NFL is completely different. So just that he is the main cause, essentially, for that dynasty, he has to be in the Hall of Fame.
100%.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. George, what do you think?
Look how many rings he has, man. He won all those rings. Okay, I'm not saying it's all him. Obviously, Brady, Gronkowski, all those great players on those teams. They won a lot, and it was not all because of him. But he's the coach of a lot of Super Bowl winning teams. He's got a bunch of rings. He should 100% be in there. I don't see. It's astonishing to me that how he didn't make it in the first.
I agree 100%.
Crazy.
It is crazy. I think that he should have been assured, like no
100%.
doubt,
He was
surefire first ballot Hall of
There's
Famer.
no way you don't put
It's
someone
a
like that
crazy
in.
snub. It is an insane snub. So let's keep on the topic of NFL. Christian, the Bills just hired their new head coach,
Yeah.
Joe Brady. They promoted for offensive coach to head coach. What do you like the move? Because you guys have a great offense running through Allen right now. Obviously, it's one of the best offenses in the league. I know your guys' defense has kind of struggled,
Right.
like quite a bit. We've seen that. So,
Yeah.
do you like the move for him going to head coach? And do you think there should be any other coaching decisions, like the defensive coordinator should change, or what?
Well, I don't necessarily mind the move. Like, it wouldn't be my first choice, but anyone who's watched the Bills knows that the offense wasn't the problem this year. It was
Yeah.
the defense that is basically a high school level run defense. That was
Yep.
the main problem, giving up big plays on the ground. So I don't mind that. I think it was overdue to let McDermott go. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with Brady at head coach to continue calling plays for the offense as long as we can replace our defensive coordinator. There's Jim Leonard who's available from the Broncos. That would be absolutely huge if we could get him. So as long as we fill out that defensive coordinator role, now with McDermott gone, he's not going to be, we don't have a defensive-minded head coach. So
Right.
we need someone to step in that role.
Yep.
So as long as we get that, I'm satisfied with Brady as head coach.
Yeah, I agree. Honestly, I think it's a good move for them. Obviously, he ran the offense for the last, how many years?
Few years.
Yeah, a
since-
couple of years. So I think it's a good move for them. I mean, I think they had to move on from McDermott. It was
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
time.
that was-
They
yeah.
needed change.
Even he
Right.
called for that for a long time. I remember you kept
Yeah.
saying like McDermott
Yeah.
has to go, and I know a
He-
lot of
he
other
had
Bills
to
fans
go.
were kept on calling it out for him, and I think it was the perfect time to do it now. If it was kind of now or never, I think overall for them, and I mean the quickest head to turn and to point the gun at it and say, hey, like, the quickest had to turn out of there as the coach, and they had
Yeah.
to do it, and they did it.
Yeah, they
Smart
pulled the
decision
trigger.
from
They had to
The
again.
general
It
manager
had
should
to
have been
happen.
first, but it's a step in the right direction, I guess. But I think the main problem would probably be Brandon Beane, the general manager. Like, he's the guy who's putting the team together.
Yeah,
that's
true.
another
He's
good
the
Very
one
true.
actually
That's a
putting
good
the
point,
talent
too.
together, and he's failed on so many first-round draft picks. Kyrie Elam was our first-round pick as a corner. He's done nothing,
Yeah.
and then he got cleaned by Dallas. So just so many blown first-round picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that could be also attributed to like development, drafting and development, right? Like that's a big part. We see it in every sports league where you draft a guy, there's supposed to be this big shot coming out of college or coming out of from the OHL or whatever in any sports league, and then they turn into what? They turn to nothing because they're never able to adapt to the systems.
Yeah, or they don't get playing time. Yeah.
Exactly, they don't get playing time, right? You need to play these guys who are young. You need to let them have some experience.
Yeah.
I think it's very important.
No, yeah. I mean, again, like we said before, like something had to change, and
Right.
again, the GM can fire the coach, but the coach can fire the GM, or the GM can fire
Of course,
himself. So
yeah.
it's the owners, Padula family. They got to fire the GM, and they said, you know what? Well, something's got to change, so let's do the easiest thing to change, and that's the
Yeah.
coach in this
Right.
situation.
Exactly, yeah. It's,
Right,
I
you know
mean,
what I mean?
again, like the coach is always the number one option to fire when your team isn't doing well. If your
course.
team
Yeah,
has
that's
never
100%,
hasn't
yeah.
improved or hasn't made a Super Bowl in a couple of years, and you have a guy like Josh Allen on the team, you're gonna have to make a move. You're gonna have to do something. So they again, they did what they had to do, but
Yeah.
you never know what can happen in the next
Yeah.
couple months until we're back to the NFL in the summer.
Exactly.
Right?
There's a lot of things to think about, a lot of decisions to make for,
Oh,
the,
yeah.
for the GM. Of course, a lot of stuff to do, signings,
Yeah.
acquisitions, the
Yep.
draft, of
We have
course.
a lot of time to go.
A lot of things to figure out. Speaking of the contrast of firing, Mike Tomlin stepped down from the Steelers, and to replace him, they hired Mike McCarthy from the Dallas Cowboys. I want to hear what you guys think about this. Personally, I don't think it's the best move in the world because, again, I mean, okay, they obviously didn't fire Tomlin; he did step down, but they were consistent. Yes, they weren't winning. They weren't winning Super Bowls, and they haven't won a Super Bowl in a long time. They haven't been going far in the playoffs, but they have had winning seasons. And I feel like to make a drastic change for a guy like McCarthy, of all coaches, is very, very, as a huge question mark in my opinion for them. And I really do not know where they're going to go. For me, is either they're going to improve a lot or they're going to become significantly worse. And there's no middle ground for me. What do you guys think about it?
I think it's going to be more or less the same. Honestly, the Steelers have been for the last so many years. They've been an offense that struggles to move the football. There's really no standout playmaker.
Yeah.
And George Pickens, they expected him to be that guy. It just didn't work out for him in Pittsburgh. He's on Dallas, and then he did pop off.
Yeah.
So I don't see it as a great move. Mike McCarthy had some seasons with Dallas where, yes, they did win a playoff game, but they also had a lot of playoff chokes.
Exactly.
And they never ended up getting even to the NFC Championship.
Exactly.
So
Kind of similar to the Steelers the last 10 years or so.
similar to the Steelers. So I don't think you're really gaining anything. It seems kind of a pointless move.
More of a lateral move, I think.
Yeah, I think Christian summed it up pretty well, to be honest. I mean, I don't know much about, football. I'm not the biggest NFL guy,
Yeah.
but I think that with the whole thing with, the Steelers, we all know they've been mediocre for so long
Yeah.
now. I guess they kind of needed a change, but at the same time, like, they don't have that game-breaking talent. Like, Aaron Rodgers is their quarterback, right? Or is it
Yeah.
Russell Wilson?
Aaron Rodgers.
Sorry, I forget. Aaron Rodgers is
And
like,
he might retire. Their
He's
star
pretty much
player
right.
is TJ Watt.
Yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
on the defense. They need
Yeah.
that guy on offense.
they need a game-breaking
They've been
talent. They
struggling
don't
to
have
find
that
that,
yet,
yeah.
so we'll have to wait and see. But again, like they had to make a move. Like you're 9-8 every season, almost every season. Like,
They are one of the teams for me that are under the most pressure for next season with the new
Yeah,
head coach
really?
with the new head
Yeah.
coach and the fact that they haven't like broken that barrier and got over that hump of winning that first playoff game and
Yeah, fair enough. That makes
just try
sense.
breaking through.
Makes
or
sense.
even if they fall back into do a bit of a rebuild situation, they have to do something. Something has to give for them, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens to them this season, either
Yeah.
good or bad.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, let's move on to the MLB, boys. We're not a lot to talk about in the MLB, to be honest, today. We're just gonna give some of our own personal thoughts. So, boys, I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
In this upcoming MLB season, we're getting closer and closer every day. Spring training is coming around.
It's very soon.
It's very, very soon.
I think
very
it's like
soon.
a month away or so.
And then we have the World Baseball Classic, which I am so pumped for.
That's
I
gonna be
think
very good.
I think that's gonna be really fun to watch. You got Japan, you got US, you got Dominican Republic with a stacked team. They're so
they
good
gotta
this year. I think Canada has a decent squad. They don't have Freddie Freeman, but they still have an okay team. I don't think they're going to compete. I think it's going to be between U.S. and maybe Dominican
Or Japan. 'Cause
I
Japan won
don't
a
know.
couple years
Japan
ago,
could
too.
surprise again.
Japan is a good.
You
Japan
never
is a
know.
stacked team.
They've won
dude.
it last
They
time.
are
They
a
beat us in the
stacked
final last
team.
time,
Yeah.
too. They're a good team.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But anyways, so I have a question for you guys. What team, if you guys were to pick one in the entire MLB, NL, AL, whatever you want,
Yeah.
who do you think is under the most pressure heading into this season? Whether it's a team that hasn't broken through yet with young players, or it's a team that maybe exceeded expectations last year and now they have to back that up. So
Yeah.
Christian, I want to start off with you. What do you
I'm
think?
going to give one for each conference.
Okay.
I'm going to say the Orioles just because they had such a good season the year prior.
Yeah.
They made the playoffs. They did okay for a young team. And now they've signed Pete Alonso. So that really puts the pressure on, okay, you actually have to contend. And they're in
Yeah.
a really hard division, so they have to step up their game. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. And if they do miss the playoffs again, which is likely, just because of how hard that division is, then they have to really consider what direction they're going in.
And how poor they were last year, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were poor last
As
year, too.
They
yeah.
really have to improve from last year, so that'll be interesting to see. And then from the NL, I'm just going to say the Mets, just because we know what happens with opt-outs, and Bo Bichette could hypothetically opt out next year. And they're a team that did miss the playoffs just barely, so if they do not make the playoffs once again, we probably know what's going to happen with Bichette. He's more than likely going to opt out. Juan Soto may request a trade, so there's a lot of stars on that team that could potentially want out if they fail to make the playoffs again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna say the Orioles too, because I think like after last year they had such a disappointing season.
Yeah.
Like they were not. It was not it for them. But you know what? I'm gonna go on a different route. I'm gonna say in the AL for me, I'm just gonna give one team. I'm not gonna give AL and NL. I'll just give one team. I'm gonna say the Yankees because
That was my pick.
we're stealing each other's. Anyways,
I have a backup plan, too.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
why that was my number one.
So
yeah.
for me, it's the Yankees because now listen, I understand like they weren't the best team last year, but they were tied technically. They were tied for first in the AL
Yeah.
East or first in the AL, let's say.
Wow.
And they went into the playoffs. They got beaten by the Jays pretty good, pretty handedly.
Yeah.
And it's just like it was so disappointing for them, right? And I think you got to kind of look at it like Judge isn't getting any younger, right? He hasn't won a ring yet. They haven't won a ring since what 2009, I think the last time. 2008, 2009, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Been a long time since
So
the last
I
one,
just
yeah.
I really think that they have to try and improve. And yeah, they re-signed Bellinger, but I don't know, man.
They haven't added anyone else.
Like, yeah,
Aaron
they're getting
Boone-
Cole back, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna do anything. Like To me, it's going to really be all about how their defense is. Because last year, their defense killed them so many times. It literally costed them so much. It costed them in the playoffs. It costed them in the regular season. You can't stress it enough. Defense is so important in today's MLB.
Yeah.
And the Yankees just are not that right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's my team. If I were to pick someone from the NL, I don't really know. Maybe the Phillies.
I was thinking that for now.
The Phillies,
So I
yeah,
was looking to
because
them, yeah.
they haven't won a ring in a long time, and plus, like, now you have Harper, he's getting older, Schwarber re-signed there, so it's gonna be really interesting to see. But would be my two takes.
Yeah. I mean, again, like I said, I do agree with the Yankees one because, again, like, the guys are getting older. Boone got under a lot of heat after the loss to the Jays in the ALDS in this past season. And of course, year before they're in the World Series, and they like you said, they handedly
terrible.
lost. Like,
Terrible.
it was like, oh my God, finally this team came together. Stanton, Judge, all these guys, they finally got to the dance. They got to this Fall Classic, and they just do that, losing 5 games, really, and choke at the game.
Let's have respect for the Dodgers. The Dodgers
Yeah.
are a hell
I'm
of
not
a
saying
team.
that 100%.
Like we know how good the Dodgers are, but for them to lose in 5 games,
Yeah.
and put up like
That was supposed to be
realistically
a
no
generational
fight.
World Series, and
Yeah,
it was just
it was just
a
not
gentleman's
good.
sweep. It was not even
Yeah.
close, that series. So
Yep, I agree.
but the other team I was considering for the AL was the Royals, because
Ooh.
the Royals are a bit of a shout here, because I feel like I feel like for me, like, they have to eventually break that, mediocre middle level that they've been for the last couple of years, especially when they have a generational talent like Bobby Wood Jr. on that
Oh
team.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Surely at some point they got to break through. And I think they're getting a little bit progressively tired over this because they haven't really, like, done anything so far. Yeah, they made a couple of wild card appearances here and there, but they really want to make that push in a weaker Central Division. And I feel like that no one really talks about them a lot, because obviously they're not like one of the big time stars like the Red Sox or the Yankees or the Jays, right? But I just feel like they haven't really progressed as much, and they haven't really gone worse as much either. They've kind of been the same. And with a player like that, he may want to leave in a couple of years. You don't know. You got to make sure you build on something. You got to improve slowly. And I think that they should be under some pressure at least improve under around a young star like that.
Yeah.
As for the NL, honestly, the Dodgers are too good that I don't think anyone in the league has pressure other than them. I think the most pressure in the world is on them right now to win again. Win 3 in a row, because if they don't, it's win or bust for them.
Right.
Because there's no one else, I think, in the NL that can beat them. Yeah, there are teams that can be close with them, but I don't think there's anyone that can beat them.
Honestly,
right
I
now.
like the Dodgers take. I really
Yeah.
like that one because it's an obvious point, but it's true. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen next year.
It's kind of like the Warriors back when they
Yeah.
had Durant. Like,
Right,
everyone
yeah.
was like, okay, well, we have no pressure. We're in the Western Conference. We know they're going to be the best team in the West, and they're probably going to make the finals.
Yeah.
If we beat them, they're the biggest losers of the NBA season. No matter where they lose, they have to win.
Yep.
It's win or bust.
They have
for
to.
them.
It is always going to be win or bust for the Dodgers. With this
100%.
squad,
100%.
but anyone can beat them, right? We don't know what's going to happen. Remember when what was it? Arizona beat them, I think, a couple years ago. Or no, Arizona
beat
and
them a
San
couple years
Diego
ago.
as
San
well.
Diego
Been the year
beat them.
before,
They both
after,
beat them.
yeah.
So
It's
anything
doable.
can happen. Like, a bad team could beat them, or a good team can beat them. Who knows? Maybe the Yankees come back and with Garrett Cole, and they could make it happen. I doubt it. I honestly, if I were to take one team to beat the Dodgers right now, and I know it's going to sound biased and all cliche.
No, you're right.
It's going to be the Jays.
100%.
I think if there's one team that's the most talented, that has the most depth, that has the best defense, just overall, like, it feels like the Jays are such a flawless team to the point where, like, they are the manager's dream team, but the Dodgers are a team that you could never imagine, right? It's a team that you put together on MLB The Show.
Yeah.
Right.
It's literally a team that you put. So that's the thing, right? It's like, I don't know, man. I think that the Dodgers are a team that there's a lot of pressure on them, but at the same time, I don't think they put a lot of pressure on themselves, right?
Yeah.
No, there's a ton of pressure on them, because the way people are going to view it is that if they do win, people will just be like, oh, it's expected, it's whatever. But if they do, even losing the World Series, everyone's like, failure.
Yeah.
So
100%.
there's
It's
really,
win or
like,
bust for them, yeah.
no way for them to,
Oh,
like,
if they lose, oh my God, I'll be so happy. I will be the happiest guy in the
everyone
world.
will be
If they
happy,
lose to any team, I don't care. If it's the Yankees,
Everyone will be happy.
I will be so
I hope
happy.
they lose.
Oh, yeah.
I
I hope they lose to any team they play in the finals.
Oh, 100%,
In the
yeah.
World Series, sorry. But
100%.
let's move on to the NBA. We had some news last night, some news yesterday. George, your guy, Giannis.
Oh yeah.
Where to? Where to, George? Where's he going?
I don't know. There's so many different packages. What I did hear is that his preferred destination is the Knicks. However, I just don't see that happening because they're already a good team and they're already built pretty well. And they don't really have the picks to do because they traded all of them for Bridges anyway. I don't really see them having the best package to make it work. For me, it's wherever Giannis wants to go. Because for me, he's been so loyal to that organization for so long. He won them a title. He's done so much for them. I just don't see a world where they just say, oh, yeah. They call him one day and say, oh, yeah, we traded you to this place. We traded you to this place, and not tell him anything beforehand. I think he's going to have a huge say in where he goes because of the trust that the management has in him and that he has in the management and how much loyalty they showed to each other over the years.
Yeah. Christian?
I'm going to say, well, I want to say OKC because I would love that as a Thunder fan. But I'm going to say Golden State just because I think, obviously, Jimmy Butler's out, so I think that need for a forward would be a good fit.
Yeah.
They can package together some picks, but in terms of the best package, I think it's OKC. They have so much depth down the lineup, guys that don't get much playing time. They have so many picks. They have probably a top 10 pick this year. They have the Jazz pick still, depending on how the Clippers do. So they could put together a great package. If Giannis is interested, they can absolutely get it done. But
Them and the Spurs as well could put a good package together. A lot of cap space picks, young prospects. The only thing is they're both playing so well at the moment. I just feel like there's, like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing, right? They're already so good. They're already so young. They have so many assets. Why blow those away? Yes, it's Giannis is one of the best players in the NBA, top 5 for sure. Already an NBA champion as well, but again, if you have this young core, this young group already growing together, why are you trying to break that up, right?
I'm going to be honest. If I were OKC, I would stay out of it. But if they have, like, if they can trade away, like, 1 or 2 guys and then just, like, flood it with picks, I would do it. Because what do you have to lose? Picks? Come on now. Like all these picks are not going to be, like hit after hit after, like, they're not going to just continue to get good players in these picks. No. Just fill it up with picks. You know, put some like a decent, like 1 or 2 like decent young guys in, and just put like 5 or 6 picks, like first round picks, because you have that ability. They have that. Sam Presti has the ability to do that. But at the same time, then you're taking someone out of the starting lineup. Who are you going to take out? I would take out Chet. No, Hartenstein.
I would take out Hartenstein.
Run Chet at the 5, Giannis at the 4.
That's
then Shea at the point, Lou at the 2, and then J-Dub at the 3.
That's crazy.
I would do it just because one of the very few weaknesses I've seen with the Thunder over the last 2 years is sometimes they get dominated in the paint when they face a big player like Wembanyama in the NBA Cup game. He was all over us in the paint. Yep. So if you get a guy like Giannis, that stops that.
It cancels it out. It does, yeah.
It cancels it out. Yeah. So I think just for that reason, when it's in the playoffs, it's tight games, you're battling for every inch of space, I think a guy like Giannis helps.
To be honest, I think Giannis is a great fit in OKC. I really do. The defense, the offense, everything is great. And plus, like, he's not ball dominant. I think he matches with the system pretty well.
Yeah.
It makes them, like, I think undeniably the champions. Like,
if they weren't, if they weren't already, they're already defending champions. I want to ask you, Joe, do you think the Raptors have any chance at going?
I think they do. I think they do.
Now you think that they should go for him, or do you think?
I think they do. I think they should. I think they will because, to be honest, like, okay, you could look at this Golden State, right? Yeah, Golden State is not a bad team. Let's get it right, but if just because they're going to get Giannis, it doesn't mean that they're going to be contenders. They still have so many holes in their team that need to be filled. So, like, just because you have Steph Curry and Giannis doesn't mean you're going to win a championship. We know this. Super teams aren't winners anymore. No. Like, we live in a world where you need a complete team to win a championship. And that's where Giannis wants to go. So I think, honestly, we know his preferred destination is the Knicks, right? Yeah. And I'm going to be honest. I know everyone says Jalen Brunson's a superstar, this and that. Jalen Brunson's a great player, but I don't think he's a superstar. Yeah. So if I were the Knicks, I would go all in on Giannis, personally.
Yeah,
I would too. If I have to make some moves that I don't want to make, do it.
Yeah.
Because it'll be worth it in the end. And I think that will get them over the hump in the East. And I think that will give them a shot against a team like OKC. But if I'm the Raptors, that's another conversation. Because what are they going to want? Are they going to want Scotty Barnes? Probably. Are they going to want Brandon Ingram? I wouldn't trade Scotty Barnes.
Yeah, same boat.
But I would trade RJ Barrett. I would trade Emmanuel Quickly, and I would trade
anyone else can go. Just
Grady Dick.
Like so many picks.
Yeah, and just fill it with picks.
If you're not willing to give up Scotty Barnes, Milwaukee's
It's
the
gonna
one
be tough.
so
But I
massive.
honestly
That's
think
so tough to get a deal
it's all going to be about where Giannis wants to go. At the
That's
end of the
the
day,
point.
that's going to be the last call.
Yeah.
I think to me, that's going to be between the Raptors and the Knicks because I think he wants to be the number one guy.
Maybe Warriors too.
Maybe the
I
Warriors
think
as
it's
well.
the Warriors. He could still play with Steph Curry, and he can still arguably be the number one
He,
guy on
yeah,
the team.
once Curry retires, he will be the number one guy.
100%.
Right, we know
even,
that.
Even then,
Yeah. So on OKC, he's not the number one guy. That's a conversation
I don't
that we
think
have to
they're gonna
have.
adjust Shay's role. too
Yeah,
much.
I don't
Like,
think-
Shay's
yeah, I
still
don't
gonna be
think
that
they
guy
do. Yeah.
night in, night out, 25, 30 points.
But
I don't
Giannis
think
is still
having
going to be
Giannis
that guy to
changes
drop 30 and 17 or 30 and 10 every night. Right? We know what Giannis brings to the table. I think the thing with Giannis is his two-way game is better than Shay's, but Shay's more he's better to spread the floor out, stuff
Yeah.
like that. So, but that duo would end the NBA. That would be
that'd be
crazy.
crazy.
That'd be an amazing duo to
It'd be
watch.
very
but-
scary. Honestly, it may ruin the NBA too. The way the Dodgers and
No.
with the Thunder.
Oh,
buddy.
boy. Oh,
That'd be a
no.
disaster.
They did this with the salary cap.
Yeah,
so
to be fair,
they
I
did
have
it.
respect for the
The
Thunder.
that's
Dodgers
true.
just
That's
threw
true.
money at everyone.
Yeah, I have respect for the Thunder.
That's a
Okay,
good
they
point.
built up their team. They're making it their own dynasty.
Yeah, through the draft as well too. So
Yeah,
we're
through the
around,
draft,
sign their own
through
guys,
development. I have respect for them through rebuilding, but the Dodgers, zero respect.
Yeah.
They paid for their entire team.
No one likes the Dodgers.
No one
And you
likes
shouldn't
it.
too.
Yeah, exactly. So let's move on to our next topic in the NBA. LeBron played last night, got whooped by the Cavs.
Oh, yeah.
Only dropped, what, like 11 points?
Oh yeah.
But that might be his final game in Cleveland.
The end
but-
is near, people.
The end is
I don't know.
But I don't think he's not going to retire this year. We know
I don't
that.
think- yeah, I don't think this
he's
year.
going to want a tour. We know LeBron's going to want a show for when he retires next year. So personally, I've been hearing some news on Twitter, on Instagram that he might go back to Cleveland. I'm hearing that
I heard about that
Cleveland
too.
might make a trade, and that the Lakers might not give LeBron as much money as he might want. So
yeah.
do you guys see Cleveland throwing a ton of money at LeBron this offseason, maybe?
Well, here's the thing, right? They don't have much money to begin with as of right now. So the only way I can see that is they got to trade someone in order to get him, right?
Garland.
But I do think they should do whatever it takes to get him. I do think they should, just because it's a feel-good story, and B, it'll really boost their chances in a weaker Eastern Conference to potentially break the hump. I think they're struggling to get to its past second round and to actually get to the final, make a run.
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, with the guys I think D. Mitch, Mobley, those guys are good players, but I just don't think they have it.
Right.
They have a good team, but they don't have it to get all the way, make that run, right? And I
Yeah.
feel like having LeBron in there, a guy who's been there, who's done it with that organization and with other teams as well. Of course, I mean, it's LeBron James, right? He has one of the best IQs in the league's ever seen. This guy knows what it takes to get there. I think he really helped bolster this younger team to really make a nice solid run in his last season in his hometown. I think it's storybook, it's Disney stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I just don't see LeBron. I don't know.
It is
like,
really hard to make it work
well,
money-wise. and
it's
if he
not
wants to
that.
do
It's
it.
just like, does he make that much of an effect on the team anymore? Does he have that much
I
of an
think so.
impact?
I think he's still at least top 20, 25.
Yeah, obviously he still puts up the same numbers. There's no denying that. He still puts up good numbers some games here and there, but I just think like there's not as much of an impact that he makes. Like he's not dominating. He's not as
Right.
dominant as he once was.
No, yeah.
You know, you
For
can't
sure,
expect him to put up like 35, 10 and 10 or something like that. You can't expect as much of him as you used to. Obviously, he's playing with Luka right now, so it is a bit like his numbers might be a bit lower because
Yeah.
Luka's arguably the number one guy
He's
on
the
that
number
team.
one option, 100%.
So, again, I don't know, man. Yeah, I think that LeBron next year will retire. I think that next year will be his final
Yeah.
year
I agree.
because you see him on the decline now,
Yeah.
and I think he's probably going to recognize that as well, and he's going to say, "Okay, I'm calling it here." So,
Yeah.
but yeah, let's let's move a bit north. Let's go to the Raps.
Yeah.
They lost last night to the Knicks,
Yeah.
but before that, they were on a 4-game win streak,
Oh, yeah.
beating a one juggernaut in the West.
In
It's one-
Oklahoma.
it's one
Oh
game.
boy, in Oklahoma, Christian.
Relax,
What are your
it's one-
thoughts?
Against a
one
fully
game.
healthy Thunder team.
I'm not concerned. It's one game.
It's one game. You guys lost back-to-back games at home.
And they're
That's
still
crazy.
first.
Back-to-back,
they're-
Christian.
To your
back-to-back.
Toronto
They're
Raptors,
first in
baby.
the league. I'm not concerned. If you want me to panic, I'm not going to panic over that.
Scotty Barnes owns your poverty
Yeah, sure.
franchise.
He does.
We'll see about that. And OKC's playing the finals, and then
Oh, the
Raptors-
finals.
That's true. No,
The Raptors.
What do you mean the
losing-
finals?
Buddy, Spurs, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Next.
Spurs, T-Wolves.
Spurs Raps, buddy. No.
Yeah, no.
You know what happened? We beat the Spurs that last time. We just needed that
Oh,
one.
you guys lost the
conference
season series though.
That's fine.
What,
It
2 to
doesn't
1?
matter.
3 to 1?
How many times have teams won the season?
That's
series
just, I
and
guess
they
that's a
lost?
good point.
I don't know, man.
It is
Just don't-
happening. Yeah, that's a good point.
I think
The
okay.
Raptors are gonna lose in the
Realistically, and I think next year you guys are really gonna have to worry about the Spurs. Next year, I think it's gonna start to get to that point where the Spurs are gonna be at your guys' level or above your level.
There's a minor concern
see
right
that.
now because, like you said, the season
Yeah.
series and how they play them so far this year. But next year it becomes a major concern.
I
especially
think
if they
next
add
year
someone
it's going to
else.
be really a big topic. Like I think it's
Yeah.
going to actually be Spurs Thunder for first in the West.
And depends on how they draft as well,
course.
because they get a lot of firsts this year too. I'm pretty sure they also
Yeah.
have Atlanta Hawks first round pick this year,
Oh,
and they're right
boy.
now a losing team right now.
Oh,
so
boy.
I'm very curious to see what happens.
Watch out,
with that
Christian.
mid round pick.
Oh,
They
we
have
have
2
picks,
first rounds
too.
this year.
Oh, you guys have
We'll
picks,
match
but
them. We'll match them.
A lot of
But-
teams got
Anything
picks
they do,
too.
we can match.
they have Victor Wembanyama. That's the thing, and that
is
guy's a
he?
game changer.
So is Shea.
It's not Victor Wembanyama. That's
What
the
if we get
thing.
Giannis? What if we get the whole
That'd be
conversation?
crazy.
True,
changes?
very true. But hey, Giannis
Their
could go to the
advantage in the
Spurs.
paint
Or the
goes
Giannis
Raptors,
could go to the
buddy. Or the
Spurs. You
Raptors,
never
man.
know.
Who knows?
I don't think
Like
he's going to
we don't know what's gonna happen. That's the thing in the NBA right now. Anything could happen. I think that's the beauty of it is that we don't know. OKC could win the chip this year, right? But they could lose. Like there's a chance that they lose, and even like in the East, there's so much parity in the East, and it's just great. I think for the game, and but sticking in like with the Spurs, I could really see them like legit being the OKC next year.
It's going to be
I
them and
could see it
OKC for
too.
the next 5 to 10
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
in the West. Every single.
I think the
conference.
East though, it's going to be the Pistons. That's the only team I can see really contending with Cunningham and Durant.
I don't
This
know.
year, I
I
don't
think
know.
the Knicks
Sorry.
can make a run.
You think the Knicks can make them up?
Yeah.
They could beat the Pistons.
Or Boston if Tatum comes back. 'Cause you're
Pistons
playing-
are
I heard
Only
Tatum's not going to be
experience.
back for a while though.
Yeah, I know, I
I don't
heard
think that's
about that, too.
happening. But
But look how good they're playing
Yeah.
with just Jalen Brown.
That's
Look
crazy.
what a good season he's had.
true,
Just
very
get
true.
him
True.
back
True.
in
True.
time for the playoffs.
But
I don't know.
sometimes, yeah.
Experience. They've been
Yeah.
there. I feel like in a wide open Eastern Conference, I'm not doubting the Celtics.
True. That's a good point. They could make it to the finals, but I don't see them being a contender for OKC.
No.
I think if the Knicks trade for Giannis, then I could see them making it to like 7 versus OKC, or even if the Spurs make it. We'll have to see though who gets it there, right? There's again with. I feel like Giannis it's going to be the most pivotal trade if it actually happens
Oh, yeah.
in the NBA.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Since
Yeah.
like obviously the Luka one was huge, but that was out of nowhere. I think this will be the most pivotal trade that we're going to see
In a
of
very long time.
our generation. I
100%.
think.
Because the Luka trade, let's be honest, the Lakers lost in the first round last year.
Yep.
It hasn't developed into much.
No.
They're probably, more than likely, they're not going to make the conference finals. So I think
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
whichever team gets Giannis, especially if he goes to an already juggernaut team, like that's the new phase.
And
that's the
Giannis
phase
is a
of the-
champion, right?
Yeah.
He's a champion. He
has
knows how to
experience,
win.
He has everything.
So I could really see him, doing that to another team. I could see him bringing it to that next level. But that's going to do it for the NBA. George, you want to start with the NHL? I know you have some things to say, bro.
I have some things to say. The Maple Leafs are a joke of a franchise. All right. And this has been brewing for a long time. Obviously, it was 10 years ago today where we had our worst season, we had the worst season in Leafs history, finished dead last. And here we are 10 years later, and we're very close to that same point again. We had 9 seasons of playoff success, playoff wins, not many series wins, only 2 in 9 years, thanks to the Habs for one of them, for kicking us out in one of them. And, a history of bad decision making, bad trades, bad signings, bad stretch of games, and here we are now, and it's just all of those, the whole decade long of excitement with this young core, these young draft guys, and it just all has gone, it's all gone to shit. It's all gone to shit. There's no other way around it, it's all gone to shit. And they're in a predicament now where they've made boneheaded trades in the last couple of seasons, particularly bad true living, and they're at a point where they have no first-round pick this year, no first-round pick next year. They're already in the bottom half of the league this year, probably bottom half in the league second year as well, because no one's going to want to come play for us and the media that we're getting, the media attention that they're getting right now. All these players, the goalies are terrible. They signed Stolas to a 4-year deal, and he's been awful this season. Morgan Riley's contract is getting worse and worse by the day. McCabe's going to make $4.5 million next season, and he's nowhere near that worth that. He's been absolutely terrible right now. Tana's been injured, can't even do anything about that. He's been hurt. He's one of our best defenders. We're last place in the league in defense in all defensive metrics right now. and it's just a joke. Like the whole thing. We've been so good at scoring goals for so long. This year we're doing it again this year, and all of a sudden a team. You're telling me that team that was top 10 in most defensive stats across all categories last season. This year is now worse in every single season, every single category because of one defenseman. Yes, granted, it is their best defensive defenseman. One defenseman is out for majority of the year and still forgets how to save a hockey puck. The guy cannot catch a basketball with two hands, let alone a puck with one hand. Like, I don't know what's going on with them. Someone has to go for me. Someone's got to get fired. I don't know if it's Berube. I don't know if it's MLSC guys, Keith Peely, whatever the guy's name is, the owner. He's a bonehead anyway. Either him, Tree Living, Berube, or all of them. I want to hear from you guys. Who do you guys think should get fired first? Do you guys think both of them should get fired? Because I think they should both go by July 1st and both be gone. Who do you guys think should get fired first?
Tree Living. Listen, I'm going to stand by. I always defend Kyle Dubas when these conversations come up because even though like it looks bad how it always ended, like who on earth would have done a better job than him? Like I feel like it was kind of a difficult situation from the beginning. It's like, what are you going to do?
He's so much better than
True. Are you going to let Matthews walk? Are you going to let Marner walk? They had to kind of lock up that money because they actually did draft quite well, but they had to lock up so much money in such few players. But the alternative is you can't let them walk. So it was always a tough situation to navigate, but I just don't think Tree Living's the answer.
Here's the one thing. Sorry, continue. Yeah, continue.
I just think Tree Living's trades have been so bad. He's made really no impactful signings. It's just everything has just gone downhill.
Yeah, I mean, okay, one thing I will say is I don't think everything's been awful, but most of it's been awful.
Okay, here's my take. Now, I don't like Tree Living because I think that he has made a lot of stupid trades, and I agree with that.
There's a lot of dumb ones.
Yeah. Although he did bring the team to his first Atlantic Division championship in how long?
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while,
it's been a
right?
very long time.
So they won what, a round under him?
Yeah.
Right, one round against the Senators.
Again, to be fair, his reign hasn't pretty short.
Lost in seven.
So far, I'm not impressed.
Lost in 7 to an embarrassing series, quite frankly, to the Panthers.
They were up 2-0.
So I'm gonna make the argument that again, we can say Tree Living has made a lot of stupid moves, and he has. And to be honest, I'm not normally one to blame the coach because I know most of the time like the coach. Yeah. But I think Berube, the way he's responded to this whole situation with how bad the Leafs have been playing,
that's the thing.
Is not good at all. The way he's talking is like, oh, we just need to play better.
Get a look at our own net. Yeah.
Come on, dude. Are you serious? You have to think of better ways to improve your team. Whether that's on defense, that's your job. Yeah. How are you that good defensively last year?
I don't understand.
What changes have been made? Okay, you lost Marner. We know he's a great defensive forward. We know that.
Yeah.
Matthews hasn't been as much of a defensive prowess this year, right? We know
this year,
they want to focus on the offense with Matthews. But even losing Tanev, this should not be as bad of a defensive team as it is.
My point.
But Stolas has been playing a lot worse.
He's terrible.
And Wall has been playing okay.
It wasn't pretty good. I'm
doing all right. Hildeby is not an NHL starter. We know that.
He did pretty good this year.
He did good, but
he's not ready yet.
He's not a starter. He's not a starter.
Yeah.
Wall could be a starter one day. He's still young. We know this.
I think
but Stolarz, I feel like it's about time where either something happens or he gets traded.
I don't know what happened.
He was a one-year wonder, right? And I'm not trying to change this topic, but keeping on with the goalie situation, like in Montreal, look at Montembeault. Last year he had a great season. Now this year he's playing terrible.
Yeah.
He's not a starter. He's below 900 save percentage, above 3.4 goals against average. 3.4. Are you kidding me? Now we're in the boat. We're in the same boat. And the Habs defense is good, but we're lucky that we have a good offense, because we get ourselves out of it.
Bounces out, yeah.
But you guys are just like, you lost out on Marner, right? Yeah. Nylander's injured now. And by the way, I'm sorry. What Nylander did with the media, that is the funniest thing ever. It is so funny.
They shouldn't fine him for that. Like, really?
That's just hilarious.
I mean, they should fine him. Like, there's kids watching. It was a 1:30 game.
It just sums up the whole situation. The guy's sitting in the press box, they're showing him and the boys and all the injured scratch guys. And he just looking at the camera and goes, hey, yeah, and he's giving
the one picture to sum up the Leaf season.
What are you doing, man?
But I think that shows that, like, they have to do something. There has to be some sort of change in management or in coaching. Yeah. I know, we fired the power play coach. Bro, like, come on now. What's that going to do?
I think Berube has
to go. They got to change something.
I think it has to be. Listen, I don't want to blame Berube because I don't think it's all his fault. I just think the way he's been responding to this situation is not the way that he should be. I think he's fed up. I think Berube is
I
fed up
think he's
himself.
fed up, and I think he lost the locker room too because
Yeah.
that's why.
Oh yeah. Oh
be-
yeah.
100%.
Because again, like okay, I'm going back to the Habs. We mentioned about the Habs thing too. The Habs defense is very, very good.
Yeah.
Yes, they added Dobson. That's a key factor too. I'm not saying they weren't good beforehand.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that's a very, very big part. And their defense is great, much better than the Leafs is right now, right? The Leafs again, like we said, like I mentioned earlier, last year they were top 10 in almost every single defensive metric, apart from penalty kill last year. And the core is pretty much exactly the same, apart from adding Troy Stetcher. That's the only difference. That's the only thing different. And now they decided to be like the worst defensive team in the league. I don't get it. And their penalty kill got better. Their penalty kill is top 5 in the league. How does that make any sense? The same group of guys that were top 10 in all metrics last season, we were one of the best defensive teams. Our goaltending stole ours, and Woll was arguably the best tandem in the league last year. And here we are now, and it's just atrocious. Just awful,
Honestly,
awful,
if there's
bottom of the league.
if there's one game that I would suggest fans to watch again, or like non-Leaf fans, if you don't watch the Leafs a lot, if there's one game that I would suggest to watch, it's the one against the Habs where we beat them. I think it was 5-2.
Yeah.
That second
Montreal,
period.
yeah.
In Montreal.
Yeah.
Abysmal defense.
We were watching that game together. Yeah.
Yep,
that
we
was
were.
the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
That was awful defense. Like, it was like torture. And, you know, obviously the Leafs had a great defensive year last year.
Yeah.
And this year it's just terrible, terrible, terrible.
I don't
So
understand
I
how
think
that
you got to make a move. There has to be some sort of
They're-
change.
they're gonna make a
not just
couple
within the
trades, yeah.
roster, but also in the coaching. Because
Yeah.
you take out one guy from the defense, it doesn't change that much.
No,
it has
no,
to be
yeah.
some sort of coaching issue. And I agree with Christian. I think Tree Living should be gone too.
I think
I'm
going to
be honest.
I think
The
it
entire
should be
team,
gone.
if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
It's not one person's fault. It's just so many people have just failed. I think
Yeah.
you get rid of Berube. I think you just start clean.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if you have to trade Matthews, trade him because I think he's leaving after his next contract.
I think so.
He's not
lost-
untouchable.
He's
not
lost
untouchable.
his goal scoring touch. That was his main asset. He was the guy scoring 60 plus goals. And now is he even going to hit the 45, 50 mark? We don't know. So
Yeah.
I think you just have to blow it up and you have to start new.
I think with Matthews, it's kind of contradictory because, like, we don't know if he wants. I mean, I think he'll leave after his next
I
contract.
think
When
so
does it
too.
expire? 2 years?
Expires the same time as McDavid expires, so I think it's 3 years.
3 years. Okay. So I personally will see him moving on
I
eventually.
think so too. I
But
agree.
but if the Leafs get a playmaker for him on that first line, you never know if they draft well. We don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Cowan develops into that number one guy.
He's a good player,
You
but
can't
you
You cannot count on that stuff, right? But I think that honestly, in order to get the best return on Matthews, if they want to move to that rebuild, they have to trade him. They have to do something.
Only thing
Because-
is, the Leafs management don't have the balls to do it.
No, they don't.
Because
I agree.
No.
I agree.
because one thing I also want to go back to mention back to what you said about Dubas earlier. In 2023, it was rumored that Dubas, after we lost to Florida that year in the second round, Dubas was making a plan to trade one of the core four before.
Yeah.
He
And
wanted
the main
to.
one was Marner, and it was before his no move kicked in. That July 1st, 2023, because they lost obviously in May in the playoffs that year, and within that 2 months, maybe the draft or just before the July 1st, the Canada Day that year, they were going to trade Marner, and the reason why he got fired was because Shanahan heard this,
Yeah.
and he fired him on the spot, saying, "No, you're not trading Marner because we're firing you. You go home." And they hired True Living to say, "No, you're not trading in this guy."
Yeah.
That's another.
Well,
so,
they
so,
shot
so
themselves
again,
in the foot, and that's-
shot themselves
that's
in the
their
foot.
fault.
It's just again the higher ups. The higher ups don't know what they're doing.
They want the
And they
money.
kind of-
They want the
just-
money.
Exactly.
Ownership's been a huge problem.
But it's all about the money for them.
They're
We know
babies. They
this.
don't want-
It's
they don't-
MLSE.
They're scared of change. Yeah.
They don't want change. They want the money. They want the big guys on their team. They want the Nylander. They want the Matthews. They want the Tavares. The guys who are going to come in and score. And
Sell jerseys too. Sell tickets.
yeah, so that's I remember Sagiv told me a couple weeks ago. He was like, "We're not here to sell tickets, to sell jerseys.
But they
We're
are.
here, but they are here to sell
They are.
jerseys.
That's what they're doing.
They only care about them. These guys only care about the money at the end of the
Oh, yeah,
day.
for sure, yeah.
So you know they're gonna have fans no matter what. They're
Oh,
gonna have
yeah.
people watching from around the
Oh, yeah,
country.
100%.
They're gonna have fans going to the stadium. The suits are always gonna be there. You can
100%.
count on that.
Yeah.
So again, like I think that they have to make a move in ownership as well.
Yeah.
Honestly, I agree with Christian. Blow up the entire
Just-
team.
just get
Screw
rid of
it.
They got to figure stuff out.
It's
So
not.
obviously
It's,
gotta
it's,
figure-
un,
that's
it's
gotta change, yeah.
unsalvageable. Like
It is.
Your best chance was arguably last year.
Last year was your best
If
chance.
you had
And it was
gone
also
up
their last
3-0
chance, too.
in that series, you probably win that series in 6. And I don't think Carolina's going to beat you. I don't think Edmonton would have beat you.
They've had a lot of chances.
That was your
yeah.
last chance, and you had an abysmal Game 7 like you always do. It's unsalvageable.
That was terrible, man. I don't even. Yeah.
I think it's a mentality though. The players, the team, the
It's just
heads,
it's
the front
a
staff.
it's a whole series of things, and
Yep.
again, none of them went our way. Again, I also want to go back to a point that you mentioned on previous episodes as well, mentioning that there was a lot of times where the Leafs lost to a team in the first round or early in the playoffs, and that team ended up going to the finals. Montreal being an example, Boston being an example one year, Tampa
Florida.
being an example, the Panthers, both times we played them.
Yep.
It just happens. This happens before, right? And it just sometimes shit out of luck.
Yeah, you lose to the better team.
It's partially
Shit out of
bad
luck.
luck. Like, the Leafs are better. That core four was better than a team that would get eliminated in the first round every year. We all know that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like,
There was
had,
again, yeah. There's a lot
But
of
mentality, dude.
It just
You don't go into a game 5, a crucial game 5, and a crucial game 7, and
At
lose 6 to
home,
1.
yeah.
Yeah.
At home,
Ridiculous.
That's not
unacceptable.
talent. That's mentality.
I was at
Sorry.
that game 5. That was the worst game I've ever watched in my life, and I've seen a lot of bad games as a Leaf fan. That was terrible. It's terrible, man. Like, what do you want me to like?
No,
I'm sorry.
it was.
They want us to
was.
spend all this money to go watch this team make this run, sell these jerseys, do all this nonsense, and they're gonna lose and they're just shit the bed in front of your home fans
Every year,
6-1.
man.
It just doesn't make any sense, right?
But the thing is, like, this is 1 year of Leafs. Like, look at how. Okay, I'm not just saying that. We've seen the Habs rebuild
No,
for
I know,
3
yeah.
years. This is the first year that
Yeah.
the Leafs have been playing bad.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like there's a bit of an overreaction.
It could
but at
be.
the same
It could
time,
be, yeah. I
But at
could
the
see
same
that.
time, I feel like there has to be that because you guys have lost so many times,
Yeah.
and Matthews isn't getting younger. He's almost 30 now.
I think he's 28, 29,
Yeah.
yeah. He's entering his prime, yeah.
So
the one
he's
thing,
in his prime.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Matthews is past his prime.
Probably.
especially with the injuries that have
Yeah.
just accumulated for him. Like,
He might have an early retirement. He could. I don't.
I hope
I
not.
actually don't think so.
I think if
I
there's
hope
one of
not.
the guys that can actually chase Ovechkin's record is a
It's-
healthy Austin Matthews.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
He's
I hope
I'm pretty
not.
sure he's already passed him at the age that he's currently at. But again, injuries you don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ovi's been very durable over the course of his career. So
Yeah, I
hopefully
agree.
all things goes to plan. One thing I do want to say, mention to your point as well. Yes, I do agree that it's a partial overreaction, but I also disagree, and I'll tell you why. First of all, as you guys know, we've made the playoffs for the last 9 years in a row, apart from this season. This season, we're not making it. I think it's pretty clear for everyone now. 9 years in a row straight. So now missing it after 9 years is like, whoa, like this is 9 years is a long time to make it the playoffs every single year, right? Yes, I know it hasn't led to much success, but I think the bigger overreaction for most fans, or for me at least, is that we don't have a first round pick this year or next year, and we've already started to see that.
There's
big
no
regression.
direction. There's
So
no
now
direction.
we're at a point where we can't be too bad
You
because
gotta
the pick goes to
trade.
Boston, and we can't go too good because
You got to trade
We're gonna-
something,
we're
dude.
just- we're
You
just
got
kinda
to trade at
cycling,
one of
right?
the guys, Riley. You got to trade something for picks, prospects, whatever it is.
they gotta get. Yeah.
You have to make it.
You have to
The
embrace
Tree
the
Living
rebuild.
has to make a decision now.
They got to start
Rebuild
start-
or
start
contend.
going through.
It has. I think
yeah.
it has to be rebuild. In
I
my
think they
opinion,
have to
Retool, I
It's
think
just
the right
not-
term is
retool is
retool.
not it. Retool. I'm sorry.
Because you can't
Retools are
rebuild
not
with those
it.
guys because all no moves and they're not unmovable contracts. That's the thing.
Get them to waive it.
They won't waive it. They're stubborn. They're stubborn.
They're
Money hungry
they're
little
strapped-
little
they're
you know
strapped
what?
for money.
Yeah.
They're strapped for money and they're money hungry little you know what. So
Yeah.
they're not moving for no one.
Let's move on to another money hungry guy, Artemi Panarin.
Yeah, speaking of money hungry, that's a
Yeah.
good point. He's another guy. He wants to sign a 5-year deal at 34 years of age for a new team.
That's
That's crazy.
ridiculous.
Like 10 plus mil, I think.
At 10 plus million.
12, buddy. He wants
nobody's gonna
12.
pay him that.
He
That's-
wants 12 million.
Yeah, he wants 11 to 12 million for 5 years.
Anything to get out of New York, eh? Anything to get out of New York.
Crazy,
Hey,
man.
I hope he gets traded because
Oh, he
look,
will.
I hope because
already,
New
yeah.
York is such a funny. They're a joke, man.
Yeah.
They're funny,
JT Miller's your captain. What are you in
Mike
your
Sul-
right
I
mind?
hope
What
they're
went
enjoying
through
Mike
you?
Sullivan. I'm so
Adam
happy
Fox
about
should be
it.
the captain right now.
There's a GM that should have been fired a long time ago. Forget True for
Yeah,
a second.
yeah.
He should have been fired a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Trading for Miller and making him your captain is just
Yeah,
ridiculous.
That's not a good locker room
Obscene.
guy. You don't want that guy to be the leader.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. New
It's
York
crazy.
is such a. No one talks about them too because they're kind of like the American version of the Leafs, where like in the America, no one cares about NHL as much as they do in
Yeah,
Canada.
100%.
So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not talked about. But the Rangers, it's honestly hilarious.
It's hilarious.
It's so funny.
It's actually
really
it's,
bad.
it's so hilarious. The real question is, where do we all think that he's going to go, and where's he going to get traded to? Now, one thing the recent news that we did hear is that he only wants to get traded to a place where an extension is in place as he gets traded there,
Yeah.
kind of like a renting kind of
Yeah,
deal,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that obviously eliminates like the one and done the rental teams like a Dallas or a Florida who can make the Capitals try to get him in for a year and let him go for agency. Who do you guys think has a shot at signing, and who do you guys think he will end up getting traded to?
Honestly, like the thing is, who wants to give him that much money?
I don't think there
That's
is a
the thing.
single team. Like, I
Who
think
the hell
he's
wants
gonna
to
have
give
to
him 10 mil?
compromise. I think he's
Yeah.
gonna have to be open to the idea of being a rental because
Yep.
who's gonna give him that money?
Maybe not a
Dallas is
rental,
not giving
maybe
him
not
that
a
money.
rental, but maybe around 7-8 mil. But I think around 7 or 8 mil I could see for him probably like for
Yeah.
like a 6-year
If he
contract,
wants
7-8
term,
mil.
it's
That
gonna
would be
less
fair.
than 9 million.
But the thing is, like, will he compromise? We don't know. We've seen. I think he would, honestly,
He
just
has
to get
to.
the length on his contract. I think he would.
Yeah.
But I could see him getting maybe. I've heard Minnesota in rumors. I've heard the Lightning in rumors, and I think Minnesota has to go for make a push.
They
Obviously,
could.
we know they need a center. We know they need a center, and they don't need another skilled winger. They already have
They
that.
have a lot of those.
Yeah, so maybe Tampa will try so they can get beat maybe like a team like Colorado or Dallas.
It's
I don't
just-
know.
it's
They've
just
got
the salary
they've got
for
some
me, that's the
left
thing.
wingers.
The salary for me is the only concern.
So who do you think, Christian? I'm curious.
I don't. Based on what he's demanding, I honestly don't see a fit. I
That's a
think
good point.
The Rangers
Right.
might just have to suck it up and keep him. Like,
Yeah.
I actually, based on his demands, I don't see a fit.
Yeah. There's one team that I'm thinking that could do it.
Oh boy.
Just because of the pure stupidity of the
The
general
Oilers?
manager.
The Oilers? Oh.
And because they have cap space and because they're winning right now. And that's Detroit. They have a loaded cap space.
Yeah.
They could use a really high profile player.
yeah.
And I feel like Steve Yzerman with a lot of older guys on the team like Patty Kane, Ben
Yeah.
Sherratt.
He'd be a good second line fit.
I actually think it could work for them, and they're actually will be a team that would be willing to do it because they have so much space to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I think they can do it. I think they will
Yeah.
do it too.
It's not a bad shout actually.
And
I
plus,
like-
the second right now in the Atlantic, like I could see a world where that happens.
Yeah, even a team like I don't see this happening, but even a team like LA, who's just outside of the
I was
playoffs right
thinking about
now,
that. Another two.
they can maybe make a
they've
trade.
space too.
Even San Jose potentially. They have-
I don't think San
That's a bit of a
Jose
stretch.
will.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't
stretch
think
to
San
think
Jose
about.
will because I don't think they're going to give that much of their future just
Yeah.
for a guy like Artemi
Yeah.
I don't
Panarin.
think. I don't think Panarin's.
Because
trade
what's
value
on
is as
Panarin's?
high.
Well, he's won a cup, right? He has
No.
with
No.
Chicago. He didn't win with Chicago.
No.
He
Oh.
came,
Year after. He was a rookie,
he came right the year.
Oh,
after,
yeah,
because he
2017.
came
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
the
right.
NHL.
Okay, okay,
I don't
okay.
think his trade value
Right.
is that high, and honestly,
No.
San
Yeah, it
Jose
wouldn't be high either, yeah.
San Jose's traded away some second round picks for sure.
Yeah.
Like they're a team that could actually have the space, but the only issue is then you got to sign Celebrini, you got to sign Will Smith. So
Yeah.
but they have a
Yeah.
ton of cap space.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
If they really wanted to go in that direction, they could.
And the thing is, Mike Grier,
Like-
the general manager, is a smart guy too. He won't get fleeced. He'll get a good.
Yeah.
He'll
He
make
will
sure.
get-
He'll
make
make sure
a
he
good
won't
move,
pay. He won't overpay for it. He
Yeah.
knows.
Okay, let's stick in the trade market. So
Yeah.
I want to know yours. We talked about Montembeau earlier. Should the Habs? Do you guys think maybe make a trade for a goalie, or do you think they should move on from Montembeau, or do you think they should
I
just
don't
stick
know.
with it now? Run with Dobish.
I think they should run with what they got. I mean, again, similar to what we mentioned earlier about the Thunder and Spurs. I'm not saying they're nowhere near as good as them in terms of like how dominant they've been in their leagues. But again, the Habs are a young team with a young core. They have a lot of young prospects coming in, a lot of draft capital. And again, they're currently in a playoff position. Yes, no, right now they're in a wild card spot. I do think they'll eventually get in the top 3 in the LN division. They're not going to fall out, in my opinion. I think they just keep on going with what they got. And eventually, if it becomes too big of a problem in the summer or next season, then I think you figure it out then. But I think now just ride what's going well, and they're winning games, they're playing well. Why would you change anything?
Christian.
I agree. Like, you don't need to change much. I don't think they have to be very active at the deadline, but they could get rid of Montembeau and they could just ride Dobish and Fowler.
They could try to get
Like,
rid of
they,
him. Yeah.
they could just have
Yeah.
Fowler as a backup. Dobish has to become the starter eventually.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what they've expected
Give
from
him a chance, yeah. Give him
Yeah,
a
I honestly agree with that because it gives Fowler time to develop. But I hope they
Exactly.
let him develop in the AHL for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let him marinate a little bit, and then bring him up to the NHL.
Yeah.
Because I think the one big issue is that with Montreal is like they could trade Montembeau for maybe like a center, right? We don't know. They can package like Montembeau in a first, trade him
Yeah.
off to a team that might like, have some cap space, being able to take on that team, a team that's rebuilding.
And have, like,
maybe
an extra,
Nashville,
yeah.
maybe O'Reilly. You never know for a second.
It'll probably take more than that, but it could work.
O'Reilly
Yeah.
would make
It could work.
sense. Even
Yeah.
Stamkos would make sense.
Yeah,
could
well,
work.
yeah, just with the cap. But honestly, that wouldn't be a bad shout. But I think, to me, I want to give Fowler as much time to develop in the AHL as possible. Give him that time. We know goalies often need time. So give him that time and then ride off of that, because we don't know what can happen with the, I don't want to see it to be like, okay, yeah, we're going to have Fowler up now. And then he doesn't get any playing time for the entire playoffs, for the entire, he gets no playing time. He's just sitting there doing nothing.
Yeah.
I'd rather have him in a good position where he can develop in the AHL, right? That's my personal opinion. To me, that's what I think. But let's move on
Yep.
to our final topic of the day, boys. Shoot or pass.
Yep.
Christian, let's hear
I'll
it.
start us off. I think that, and I'm actually pretty firm in this belief, I think Macklin Celebrini has to win the Hart Trophy. Because I think that people look at the Ted Lindsay and the Hart as interchangeable. I don't view it like that. I think the Ted Lindsay should be the most outstanding player, like McKinnon or McDavid, who's putting up those points. I think when you talk about actual value to the team, like, who on earth would ever think that the San Jose Sharks would be even near the playoffs?
That's a good point.
They're in a playoff spot over halfway through the season.
Yeah.
He's contributed to over 60% of their goals. Like, if you're talking about pure value, he is by far, his team collapses without him. If we're talking about a team that collapses without a single player, it's the Sharks.
Okay, when you say it like that, it's not that bad. But the only thing is, in this league, that award is not awarded like that. It's awarded as the best player in the league. And this year, if it's not McKinnon or McDavid, then then they're just gonna burn the award, and they're just gonna burn the award in front of our eyes, because it's just not. It's gonna be one of those two,
I'm
and that's it.
arguing is that if you actually go by the intended definition, not how voters have been voting, he has to win the
Yeah,
award.
but I'm afraid
But-
it's not like that.
The most valuable player in the league is, okay, we know who the most valuable player in the league is. Most valuable, if you're gonna send all your picks for someone, right? Who's gonna be the most valuable? It's gonna be McDavid.
No.
Who's the most valuable?
Macklin Celebrini. He's only 19 years old. You have 10 more years of
We
him.
don't know
It's hot-
it's McDavid.
No,
It's gotta be McDavid.
No.
Or even
They're
McKinnon.
putting
They're
up
head to head.
similar
McKinnon
numbers.
can change them.
Celebrini is more polished defensively.
But still, dude, I think it
You
has
have
to be.
9
It
more
has to
years
be
of-
between.
You have 2 years of this
No,
guy
this
on a
year's-
rookie
no.
contract
No,
putting up ridiculous
no.
numbers.
Sissy,
If you're
don't know.
thinking from the future, yes.
Dude, no,
there's-
I'm sorry, that's a crazy
If the
take. I'm sorry,
NHL
that is like way out of left
would
field.
Restart, and you have to pick one guy first overall. I'm taking Macklin Celebrini.
I'm taking McDavid.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a 30-year-old McDavid.
Forget
over
the age of
Celebrini.
McDavid.
He's not even 30. He's 28, 29.
He's almost 30.
Wait,
I
wait.
get 10 more years of Macklin Celebrini.
What has Celebrini shown? 1 year. 1 year. We know he's
Did you
proven.
see him?
He's
in
a really
I
good
know he's a great player. I know he's going to be great. He's going to
What
be
more
great.
would you like him?
I have
to
no
have
doubt in my
He's
mind.
he's
But
top
still,
3.
I still think I take McDavid over him. If McDavid was given a decent team for half of those years
What
and
do you
decent
mean a
goals,
decent team?
He has a-
Look at the
he has a good
garbage
team.
Macklin
He has a
Celebrini
good
has,
team.
the nobodies he has. He has
has a good
Draisaitl
team.
next to him. He has Bouchard
That's
on
true.
the power
No, that's a
play.
good point. That's a
Bouchard?
good point. That's a
Lemon-
good point.
Bouchard.
On the power
So
play, it's
look
really
at
good.
how many points he scores on the power play.
Yeah, you're right. But so I don't see like with okay, look, I think that San Jose eventually will be a better team because of their GM, because of their drafting, because of their development.
A lot of
process.
good prospects.
I think that
yeah.
San Jose will be a better team than Edmonton. I think they
They're
will
very good.
will win more
They're soon- they're
championships.
almost there, yeah.
But I think if you switch the spots, if you put McDavid on the San Jose, and if you put Celebrini on
Yeah.
Edmonton,
Yeah.
it's a totally different story.
I got to add on to his point. I'm sorry. Celebrini is a great player. He's not turning Zach Hyman into a consistent 50-goal scorer. I'm sorry. It's not happening.
Yeah, I agree, and he's not the most.
He made Nugent Hopkins get
Like-
100 points in a season. And then
So I think okay,
Think
this is
that-
what we can
oh,
agree on,
please.
Christian. I think what you're saying is that you don't think that they should give the thing to the best player in the league. You think that they should give it to the most valuable player in
that's-
the league.
that's not a
so
bad
you're
argument to
so
make.
you're
talking
arguing
about a
that,
hypothetical.
but hold on.
What if
but
we
hold
throw
on.
McDavid into there? But it's not. What we do know is Celebrini is there, and we know what he's
that's
doing.
not a bad
Right.
point, though, because it is the most. It
Right,
is the
yeah,
MVP
but that's
award.
We're talking
listen. I
about
can't
an
change
unrelated
that.
Just the
hypothetical.
league. The league's not
have
like
a
that, yeah.
but we have this notation that this notion that the NHL, it has to be the most valuable player, and that is often regarded as the best player in the league of that year.
Yeah.
Right. It's
don't
that
think it should be
single
that
year.
way.
It's,
I
but
think
it's, but
what's the point of
That's a good
having
point.
what's the point of
So
having
you
the
wanna do,
10
like,
Lindsay and the Hart?
the most-
What's the point if it's just going to be interchangeable? What's the point?
I don't know. That's
It's
not
not
up
a
to
bad
me.
point
That's up
either.
to the award
It's not a bad
makers.
point. It's just the NHL is just not like I'm not, I do like that. I do like that argument. I do think that most valuable, he is the most valuable because again, it makes a good point. The Sharks were terrible and they get in the playoffs.
I agree with that.
Unbelievable season.
But it's just like
it's the league. Like it's McDavid. This year it's McKinnon or McDavid. If it's not, then the awards probably stole it or it's burnt.
yeah.
Like there's no other way. There's no other way around it. It has to be one
Because
of them
it's
two,
not
because it's how
the
it
most
is.
valuable player in the league. You're talking about like draft. Like trade value, correct?
No, not even trade value. Like
Most valuable-
like
most
the
valuable
most
to the team.
value you bring a certain player brings to their team.
Yes.
Like, that team would absolutely have a fall off.
Yeah.
If the level of fall off that team would have if a player left.
But if
that
you
team.
take McDavid out of Edmonton, then what happens?
I don't
That's
think it
different
would be as
story.
big as
I
I,
think
don't
it
think it
would.
would be as big as a
I
fall.
think it would.
Dreisaitl's still there.
Nah.
Dreisaitl's
But
still there.
Draisaitl can't.
Nugent Hopkins
No,
healthy.
but no, I don't think so,
you
dude.
still have that superstar there. If
That's a
Celebrini
good.
leaves, you
That's
don't have a
that's
superstar.
a good point. But the thing is, like, McDavid elevates everyone else so much
Yeah.
more
So-
than you think. Like,
Dude,
it's
it's-
crazy.
it's
how much he
crazy.
elevates
I
everyone.
don't see this as a knock. McDavid's
Oh, no, yeah,
phenomenal.
100%,
He
yeah.
does elevate, but so does Macklin Celebrini, and he's doing that. He just got thrown into this team out of nowhere.
To be fair, they were like
2
dead
years
last
ago,
year. Yeah.
and he just got thrown into that situation. McDavid's had 10 years to develop. These
It is
people
pretty
around
nuts.
him.
Listen, it's not a terrible take, but we got to move on here. I want
Yeah.
to say pass on that, but I do like
Yeah,
where your
I'm
head's
gonna
at.
go with a pass.
It's a strong pass for me, but I do like where you're
enough.
headed at. For me, I want to go back to the Steelers thing we mentioned earlier. I did say before that I think they're either going to finish above 500 and they're going to win and have a very good season with the first year with McCarthy, or I think it's going to go terribly, terribly wrong and they're going to win 5, maybe 6 games. And I'm going to go for the latter. I think they're going to have a really poor season under him. I don't think he's a very good coach. Again, with the Dallas Cowboys and the roster that they've had over the years and how much they've underachieved over the past couple of years with him in charge, I just think something's got to give for the Steelers team. I don't think they're very good. I think, again, he had so many good offensive talented pieces with that roster, and this year now he goes to the Pittsburgh team and they don't even have a quarterback right now. So I really do not know. I don't know where it's going to head on. I just don't think it's going to be anything good, and I just don't see anything good coming out of that season for them. I think it's just disaster for the.
I honestly
Steelers.
agree. I think Christian's more educated on this, but I do agree. I think that the Steelers are a mediocre team and a mediocre franchise.
Yeah.
I don't really see them going anywhere, but
And this hire is really going to harm them. For
but
some
you never
reason.
know. I
Their
mean,
quarterback situation is so uncertain. We just have no idea
That's the
what's going
thing.
to happen.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You just don't.
I
TJ
agree.
Watt's not
I just
getting any
don't
younger.
trust
It's
it.
like,
I don't trust
Yeah,
that
I
management to
agree.
get anyone
it
better.
doesn't give them any upgrades, like I said before. So I
Yeah.
think just the Ravens are going to be back. Lamar's going to be healthy. I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to work out.
I
for them.
agree. Okay, we have to
All
pick things up. So for my shooter
Let's go for
pass,
yours, yeah.
I think George put this down, but I'm going to say it. NHL fans should have a say in the outdoor games.
That was my other
This
one.
is getting ridiculous. Are you kidding me, man? Dallas and Vegas
They
now.
announced it today, yeah.
They
Yeah.
just
Stadium
announced it
series,
today.
yeah.
Like, this is absurd. They do all these southern teams. I know. I get it. They're trying to bring the market south. I understand that. But come on. Who the hell wouldn't want to see Habs Leafs, Rogers Center, Skydome, roof open in the winter?
I'd pay to see that.
Oh, I'd pay $1,000 to go see
I'd
that
pay
any day.
$2,000 to see it.
Are you crazy?
100%.
That would be a spectacle. That'd be crazy.
100%.
That would be
Like,
insane.
I know
That
the
would
Leafs
do-
are
that
kind
would
of
do
on like a
numbers too.
downslope right now, but still,
Doesn't matter.
I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
Do it.
The rivalry doesn't matter what the situation is. As long
Like,
as the two rivals are playing
this
each
is
other, 100%.
to me, this is the biggest joke in the NHL right now. What Gary Bettman's trying to do
Yeah.
is he's trying to bring the market south. And I'm sorry, but
But
yeah,
you can't ignore the fans you already have, right?
exactly.
That's a good point.
That's the
Like
problem.
even if you bring it to like I don't know Detroit or Pittsburgh or Boston. I mean they always do Boston and Chicago and those
Yeah,
teams.
those do.
But like come on, man.
a
Come
joke.
on.
It's a joke.
It is
and
a
McKinnon
joke.
hasn't gone in forever.
Yeah. Come on.
Honestly,
like
I
Bring
wouldn't
them there.
mind another game in Detroit. Like that was so cool. At
oh,
the
I
Michigan
think it
Stadium.
is great. I'm
Bring
not gonna
Montreal
lie.
There, bring Pittsburgh.
Oh.
Pittsburgh there.
Dude, no, do it in Canada. Screw the U.S., man. Screw the
If
U.S.
they're gonna do
They
it in the U.S., it has to be Detroit.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
Detroit.
they could do-
In my opinion,
Toronto
Detroit.
would be a good
Detroit.
destination.
Hear me out. Buffalo. I think
know
Buffalo's a
what?
good shout with
In
how
the-
good they're playing
in the-
right now.
in the new
In the
stadium.
new
yeah.
stadium.
That'd be
Oh,
cool.
the new,
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. And maybe the Islanders. Schaefer, they got a young team. You never know.
A game at MetLife would be really cool.
But
We've done it
personally,
before too, I think.
I want to see north of the border. Bring it home.
You gotta do that.
Bring it home to Canada. Screw the Heritage Classic. Bring the Winter Classic here. Give me Habs, Leafs,
Yeah.
Skydome,
Yeah.
New Year's Day.
Now,
Oh my God,
agree.
that'd be great.
and even bias aside, if you give us a Battle of Alberta, that
Yeah.
would do numbers too.
Oh my God.
Obviously,
It would.
I know obviously it's on our team.
Or even Vancouver, Edmonton.
That'd do numbers.
Oh my gosh,
That'd
dude,
do
are you
numbers.
crazy? Everyone
That
would
be
watch
so
that.
crazy to watch.
Ottawa Habs, anyone would watch that.
That would
Just
be great.
Any two Canadian
Yeah.
teams would be
That'd be
pretty
great.
much great.
That'd
Yep.
be so good.
All right, well,
Yeah.
that's gonna do us for today,
Yeah.
George.
That's going to be it for today. We want to thank you all for watching once again. We're back on the weekly on the weekly uploads. Again, we're available. Well, obviously, you're watching us here on YouTube now, but we're also listening on Spotify, Apple Music. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and all of the social platforms that you see. We're the Spread Podcast. I'm George. That's Christian. That's Joe, and we're out of here.